biggest welcome back. So I have got a get ready with me video for y'all today on this look right here, playing with some newer makeup. I've got some drugstore products that I purchased, another one here, some other goodies that brands have sent me that I'm just going to be using together in this look today, so you can kind of see these products in action and just, yeah, get ready with me today. Also use this. So this is the finished look that we're going to be creating, playing with some makeup, some newer makeup together. So if you're new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do get ready with me videos, new at the drugstore, reviews, empties, favorites. Did I already say that? I don't know. Just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we are doing this look together today, playing with some makeup, so let's get to it. Okay, so I've already got my skincare and my SPF on, so I'm gonna use the new Maybelline Super Stay 24-Hour Skin Tint. I got two different colors. I got 102 and 112. I think I'm closer to 102, but sometimes I mix in a little bit of this just to, you know, kind of blend everything. So I've tried this several times and I've used it with a brush, I've used it with a sponge, and I'm still not sure about it. Some days I really like it. Some days I feel like it accentuates fine lines. It is a kind of a dropper sort of an applicator. I know this is bad, but I just kind of wipe it on my face. Shouldn't do that, but my face is totally clean and then I just have my skincare. So I mean, you know, theoretically, my skin is clean, but I shouldn't be putting it on there and then back in the dropper, but that's what I'm doing. So you can see this one's a little bit light for me, but I mean, it still works. So I'm gonna use a brush today and just kind of blend it. I'm gonna have to take off my ring, my spinner ring, because it's making noise. And then I'll probably mix in a little bit of the other one, the deeper shade, the 112. This is, I like the coverage of it and I like the finish. When I first put it on, it's very kind of skin-like and light feeling, like it's not a heavy, thick coverage. I think it may just depend on what you kind of pair it with, and I haven't really been able to kind of pinpoint that pattern since I'm always trying so many different things. Yeah, I'm gonna need some of the deeper shade. And I like to use less product because it is kind of that sort of formula that if you get too much of it, like this is maybe too much. So let's just wipe a little bit of that off and put it on my comfy pants that I'm wearing. We are so pro here. It's that kind of formula that you just don't want too much on at a time because I find that it can kind of sit on top of the skin when you use more product. So let's look. I do feel like it kind of melds into my skin better with a sponge versus a brush. So I'm gonna look in a mirror. I'm just not sure about this. If you've tried this, let me know, because sometimes I've put it on and I'm like, oh, I love this, and then other times, but then other times I put it on and I'm like, ew, I don't think I like that. And then sometimes later in the day, I'm okay with how it's looking, and then other times I'm not. So this isn't very helpful that I'm saying, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about this. Okay, let's look. I think this is my kind of more textured cheek, and I think it's looking nice over there. I think it's looking nice over here. Here it's looking heavy kind of on my nose, which I feel like my nose is like the hardest area to blend and get it to not look patchy. You'll let me know. Is your nose like that? What's the deal with that? But that's always where foundations kind of show texture or just apply unevenly. I feel like my forehead, it just looks like it's sitting on top of my skin. Ugh, I'm just not sure. And I use the same skincare on my forehead as I used on the rest of my face, and obviously on my nose. So same skincare, but I feel like it looks different on different areas of my face. It's just strange. So I'm just not sure. So let me know your thoughts, because I need some help kind of like deciding what's the situation with this. What do you find with it? Let me know. Applied some eyeshadow primer. Now I'm just quickly putting on my brows. I used the Essence. Yeah, Essence, right? Essence Prime Like a Boss. And then now I'm using the Moira angled pencil. What's this called? Angled brow pencil. Hey, I got the name right. Okay, I want to use the Ciate London Brazilian Glow eyeshadow palette. This is so, so pretty. Let me, before I do that, set my eyeshadow primer with just a little bit of face powder. I like to do that for just a quicker, easier blend. If you want more kind of intensity with your shadows, if that's what you're going with your primer, then you may not want to set your eyeshadow primer. But I like to do that just because that's what I like to do. Okay, the Brazilian Glow eyeshadow palette. I'm not sure what I want to do today with a look. Let's go with this one first. This is Cool Down. I'm gonna tap off my brush, put this all over my lid and into my crease. I'm gonna try to do something kind of quicker and not super involved. That's just kind of what I've been liking. That's what I'm feeling like today. It's just something a little bit not as involved and detailed. Such a quick, fast, easy blend. I love it. Okay, now I'm gonna take some of, what does that say? Popsicle. This one right here. I think this is such a pretty color, and you need the tiniest little bit. Putting this in my outer corner, blending it over. I mean, I'm just like barely tapping. A little bit goes a long way, especially with this particular shade. It's kind of like a rusty, I don't know, rusty color. It's just beautiful. And then let's see, do I want to use Sunset or this one up here? Because I want kind of more of a coppery sort of an eye look. These are very close. Wow, like really close. And now I've forgotten which one I swatched where. Okay, I think this one, Dreamer, is more on the pinky side. Dreamer up at the top there. That's more kind of on the pinky copper side. This one's on kind of more of the warm copper side. Let's go with the pinky copper because I've kind of got some of those in my top today. So get a little bit of that. Tap it. I'm not using it with any kind of a setting spray. I want just kind of softer. You know what I mean? I don't want super metallic, just a little hint of a coppery sheen. A little bit of fallout, nothing major at all. So just kind of cleaning up a little bit with, what is this? Vitamin C Micellar Cleansing Water from Derma E. I like this. Works well. I kind of keep it in here for this. And I go back in with my foundation brush and just lightly, technically you're really not supposed to put foundation under your eyes because it's just better to just put concealer there. But there you go. Yeah, I just feel like this is not looking good on my forehead. Ah, I don't know. It just like it's sitting. Ooh, I don't like the look of that. And on my nose, it's not looking good. It like today, it seems like that formula that's just sort of sitting on top of my skin. Like I said, I should have used a sponge with it because that would have helped that. But even still, I don't know. Applied a little bit of liner. I used my Rimmel Scandalize. This is not new to me. I have loved this for forever. Okay, now I'm going to use this newer primer from Too Faced. This is the Better Than Sex Foreplay primer. So I'm going to apply some of this first, and then I'm going to use the Better Than Sex mascara. I like the applicator on this. It's kind of a scoopy, curved would be the word, applicator on it, so you can really get into the base of your lashes. So when I first tried this, I thought I was mostly noticing kind of more separation and volume with my lashes, but kind of after getting it on and looking from farther away, I really did feel like then I was seeing kind of more length added. I'm not good about using mascara primers. I used to use a mascara primer every single day, like without fail. But no, not anymore. I'm not as consistent with it, but I do feel like this makes a difference. And it's a really nice rich color. So, I mean, it almost looks like a mascara on your lashes, like when you just have it by itself. These lashes over here have been weird. Do you ever have times where your lashes are just weird? Like my right eyelashes have been behaving just fine, And then my left eyelashes have just been wonky. Just a little wonky lately. Okay, now I'm going to use the Better Than Sex mascara over the top. You can see it just by itself. That's what it looks like by itself. Okay, and then here it is with the mascara and the primer. I just really think that looks pretty. I think it gives this kind of fluttery but volumized lash look, but then some good length. I really love the Better Than Sex mascara just by itself, but I think with the primer, it's even more separated, volumized, and really I think more separated. Like if you find that this gets a little bit clumpy, which some of my favorite mascaras are like that because I just love a really volumized lash. So if you find that this one gets a little bit clumpy on you, I do think that the primer kind of helps to separate and keep that like fluttery volume look, but also length too. I applied concealer. I used my Maybelline Fit Me and put it under my eyes. Also a little bit on my forehead and on my nose to kind of try to help blend that a little bit more. Then I used my Ben Nye Luxury powder in my T-zone. I love that powder. And then I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match on the rest of my face. Just apply kind of lightly. I don't need a ton of powder, just a little bit around the rest of my face just to help with longevity. I'm going to use this Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Bronzer Contour Palette, and I got Contour 1 is the one that I got. So let's swatch these. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a highlighter setting type product, but it looks like it would be a little bit deep for me. This one is much more cool tone, and this one is kind of like cool tone, mid-tone looks like to me. So I am going to get a brush, and I think I'm going to do a little combo of the two. Just applying this into kind of the hollows of my cheeks and then up onto my cheekbone. Ooh, this seems really pretty. Like, very blendable, not patchy. I like that tone. That's pretty. It is a softer formula, and it does have the butter bronzer scent to it, so which I have gotten a lot more used to as I've used it over the years. At first I just really didn't like that scent, but now I've gotten used to it. So I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's not as like, I mean, it's still strong, but I'm just used to it at this point. Put a little bit up on my forehead because the foundation shade is a little bit light. I should have brought in the slightly deeper color, the 112, but I didn't. So there's that. A little bit on my jawline. I like that. I think that blended well, and I really like the tone of it. It's like, this one is a lot more cool tone, but this one right here is just that like perfect mid-tone. That's very pretty. Big fan of this. This one's definitely a win. That is so pretty. I love these Ofra Midi palettes. This one in Cotton Candy Skies. Oh my goodness, is the most beautiful, bright bubblegum pink. It's so fun. I love this. So I'm just going to use the tiniest little bit of the cream blush and just get it on a small stipple brush. These blend really well. It's a very good formula, all three of them. So there's one that's kind of more of a, this is the cream that I'm using, and then there's one that's more of the powder, and then there's the highlighter. See how you kind of have to get into the product a little bit more. My brush is going flying. You kind of have to get into the product a little bit, and then it's like really pigmented. So you kind of have to get past the initial layer. And even after you've used it, you might have to, like, next time you go to use it, kind of get past the initial layer that's been, I guess, kind of slightly exposed to air. But it just is so pretty on the skin. I love the bright pink color. It's so fun. Just a little bit across my nose, just a tiny little bit. So there's that. I'm a huge fan of it. I think I have more on that side than that side, but that's okay. I just love it. I think it's a great formula, beautiful color. It's so fun. I'm loving these L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear blushes. So beautiful. So I have two different shades. I have Confident Pink. There's Confident Pink. It's gorgeous. I love the packaging. I love the metallic pink. It's so fun. And then I also have Fearless Coral. So this one is obviously more on the coral side. Which one do I want to use? I think to tie in my eye look, I'm going to use the coral shade. Even though the Confident Pink is more on the warm side, I think this one will kind of bring in the warmth a little bit more. Okay, I'm using the tiniest little bit. You don't need much with this blush. It is very pigmented. You can always go back and add more, but less is more with this so that you don't have, you know, a ton to try to blend out. So there's that. Has a really pretty kind of look on the skin. I don't even know if I would call it a sheen, but just a really nice formula that looks flattering on the skin. It's not glowy, but it's definitely not a flat matte kind of a shade or kind of a finish to it, at least the two that I have. So beautiful. And then what I like to do after I get my blush on is just go in with my powder brush, and I kind of go over like all of my face. Oh, I've got brush hairs on my face. How pretty. And then just kind of go along, but then also go along the edges of the blush, and then sometimes even over top. Kind of helps to blend everything, soften everything, bring it all together. I still have a lot of blush on, but why not? It's fun. I like it. I'm going to use this highlighter that Too Faced sent me. This is the Moon Crush Out of This World highlighter, and this is in Shooting Star. Look how beautiful this packaging is. It's so pretty. This is gorgeous. This is really, really beautiful. I'm looking for my highlighter brush. Okay, so just going to get a little tiny bit of this. A little bit goes a long way. I pretty much always, like with a highlighter, start with less, and then you can really build up if you want to. So there's just a little bit, and then I can build it up a little bit, and it's just even more intense. It's so pretty. I love it. I do want to add a little something to the inner corners of my eyes and my lids. So after getting that on, let me get a smaller pencil brush. Is this the one I want to use? This is the one I'm finding. So this is the one I guess I'll use. Okay, I'm gonna take, got makeup and all kinds of stuff over this palette. Splash, this one right here. It's this really pretty kind of duochrome shade. Like it's got a little bit of like a hint of a cool tone to it. So bring this on the inner corners of the eyes, and then a little bit onto my lid just for a little bit of brightness. Yeah, I think that little like hint of a highlighter on the inner corners of the eyes really makes a difference. It just kind of, I don't know, brings an interest to the eyes, you know what I mean? I love an inner corner highlight. Okay, and then where did I put my lip liner to go with this? Okay, found it. So I'm gonna use this. This is a new L'Oreal liquid lipstick, and I got the shade, what is this? Shopping Spree? So funny. So I've tried this to try out the formula. I really like this. Let me put it on and show it to you. I'm gonna pair it with the Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in, I don't know what this shade is, but it's a neutral shade. I don't know. Here it is. More for the shape, just to get around the outsides of my lips. Okay, so there's that. So this has, I will say the packaging seems a little messy, like it kind of gets up on the sides a lot. A lot of product seems to come out, but it is a thinner sort of formula, so that kind of makes sense. It's this Scoopy Doe Foot applicator, and it's a thinner kind of a formula. I like to apply less with the least amount that I can. Kind of rub my lips together. This is a really pretty shade. I don't find the applicator super easy to get along the edges of my lips. That's why I like to use a lip liner. At first there's movement with it, but then it really sets down and it wears very well. And I find that it kind of wears off more evenly versus doing the there, not there line that a lot of liquid lipsticks do. So it is a liquid lipstick, but I would say it's on the more comfortable side as far as those go. So I'm a big fan of this so far. I'm liking this. And I think this shade is beautiful. It's this kind of like rusty, moving towards a red kind of color. Beautiful. All right, you guys, so here is the finished look. So overall thoughts, I'm really a big fan of these products. I think they're really, really pretty. I would say the only thing I'm still not sure about is this. So let me know your thoughts on that, but everything else I'm a fan of. I like how this look came together. So Hope that you guys really enjoy getting ready with me today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Let me know down below your thoughts on these products. I would love to hear what you think about them. What are your experiences using them? Let me know that down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video.